Hello friends and welcome to this video on Authentic English, and today we will talk about the poem John Brown by Bob Dylan. So in fact it's not a poem but it's a song. Okay, so Bob Dylan is a singer and a songwriter who's also won a Nobel Prize. So this is actually not a poem but a song. Okay, so this song called John Brown is an anti-war song written by the American singer-songwriter Bob Dylan in 1927. So this is quite an old song which was written in 1927. Okay, so we'll discuss what happens in the song, but before that we need to discuss what an anti-war song can mean. An anti-war song, definitely just like an anti-war poem, is a song that condemns war, okay, that criticizes war. So we all know that war causes loss of people, loss of blood, and destruction and everything bad. There is nothing good that comes out of war. There are people who think that war brings glory, but in this song we'll find that that glory is not worth fighting for. The glory that comes from war is actually pretty useless. Okay, so this is what the song discusses. So let me just give you a very brief summary of what happens here. In a song, a story is told. Okay, so this entire song is a story. A mother sends his son to a war as a soldier and feels proud about it. So this song has two main characters, a mother and a son. So what happens is, this mother sends her son to, okay, so there's a misprint here, so it should be a mother sends her son to a war as a soldier and feels proud about it. So this mother feels proud because she's sending her son to fight a war in some foreign land. Okay, so she's very proud of him, that my son is now a soldier and now he's going to protect a country and he's going to bring medals and something like that. So the mother is very proud. The son returns, however, with a shot up face and a lost hand. So what happens is that when she was sending her to the war, the son was in a very pristine condition. Okay, the son was in perfect health. Now when the son returns, so the son has a shot up face and a lost hand. The son is badly injured when he returns. The song makes one realize that there is no glory in war and all that war causes is loss. Okay, so the main purpose of the song is to make us realize that war does not bring in any glory. Okay, and all that war causes is loss. The mother who didn't realize the true meaning of war is made to realize how destructive it is when her own son returns injured. So initially the mother was thinking that now my son is doing something very brave, my son is going to war, and of course my son is going to bring a lot of glory, and it's going to bring us and our family a lot of fame. But what happens is, when the son returns injured, all her hopes are shattered when she sees how badly her son is suffering. It is made clear to the readers that war has nothing to be proud of, but it's an act in which men kill other men purposelessly. So war is nothing but an act in which these soldiers, they don't even know why they are killing each other, but they have to do it. So men kill each other without purposelessly, without any purpose. And the medals, all that glory and all that fame that these wars bring are nothing compared to the losses of life one sees in a war. Okay, so does these medals that one can get from fighting a war have any value? No, they don't, because they are just pieces of metals. And what is lost in a war is life of some person, of many people in fact. Okay, so these medals and all these accolades that one can get from a war are pretty useless. So this is the main purpose of the song. One must hence never covet the false honor that war brings. So one definitely should not feel that there is any honor in war. So this is what the main purpose of the song is, and it's very easy to understand. Okay, so I'm going to go through it quite fast, because there is nothing here that needs special explanation. It's kind of easy, and in just a few more moments we'll be done with it. So now let's begin with the stanza wise explanation of the song John Brown. John Brown went off to war to fight on a foreign shore. His mama sure was proud of him. He stood straight and tall in his uniform and all. His mama's face broke out, all in a grin. "Oh son, you look so fine, I'm glad you're a son of mine. You make me proud to know you hold a gun. Do what the captain says, lots of medals you will get, and we'll put them on the wall when you come home." So these are the first two stanzas of this song, first two paragraphs. So they are very simple to understand. There is this soldier known as John Brown, who is going to fight in a foreign land. Okay, so he's going to fight a war somewhere in some foreign place. and his mother is very proud of him. Okay, so his mother thinks that my son is going to do something extremely brave. He's going to bring in a lot of medals, he'll get a lot of glory. Okay, so the mother is thinking that this is something to be very proud of, that I'm sending my son to the war, because she thinks that this war, sending my son to the war is something extremely brave. This is going to bring a lot of glory, not only to the son but also to their own entire family. Okay, so the mother is very proud. He stood straight and tall in his uniform and all, and note that the son is looking very handsome in his uniform. Okay, his mama's face broke out all in a grin, and the mother is very happy. Oh son, you look so fine, I'm glad you're a son of mine. And now the mother is very proud of her son. You make me proud to know you hold a gun. And she's feeling very proud that her son is carrying a gun. Now we all know that what the purpose of a gun is. It's just to kill people. So the mother, has very stereotypical thinking about war, that war is going to bring glory and all of that stuff. In the end, the same mother is going to realize how futile and how bad war is when the son, who is now in a pristine condition, who is now in perfect health, is going to return injured. So these are the first two paragraphs of the war, when she's sending her son away to fight. Okay, do what the captain says, lots of medal you will get. So she is asking her son to obey the orders of the captain. Okay, so we'll realize that when the soldier returns, that everything that these soldiers have to do is just obey the orders of the people who control them. They don't know why they are doing what they are doing. Okay, they just have to kill people uselessly. So she's asking her son to listen to what the captain says, lots of medals you will get. And she's going to feel very proud if her son brings medals. Okay, are these medals of any value? No, we'll realize towards the end of the song, and we'll put them on the wall when you come home. And she wants to put all those medals on the wall for display. She wants to boast around that, you see that my son is a soldier and he has brought all these medals. Mother is proud of her son since he is a soldier, because being a soldier is considered a matter of dignity and respect. However, she doesn't realize the true meaning of war. So mother does not know what the true meaning of war is. She's thinking that a war is a child's play, that it's 100% sure that his son is going to return 100% safe. She does not know that even her son can even die on the war. She's not able to understand this fact. She doesn't understand the possibility of injury to her son, but only sees medals and glory. So she's only able to see one side of the coin. She's not able to see the other deadlier side of the coin of war. Okay, which is only full of bloodshed, of violence and destruction. So she only thinks that war is going to bring medals, glory and stuff like that. She's not realizing the fact that her own son can die. Okay, as that old train pulled out, John's mom began to shout, telling everybody in the neighborhood that my son that's about to go, he's a soldier now, you know. So the mother is very proud as her son is leaving. She's telling all around in the neighborhood that, see, my son is a soldier, now. So she's very happy and very proud of her son, that my son is now a soldier. And she made well sure her neighbors understood. She got a letter once in a while and her face broke out into a smile. So she was only able to contact her son through letters that he sent occasionally. So she got letters from the son, and so this is all happening. So she got a letter once in a while and her face broke out into a smile as she showed them to the people from next door. So she showed all those letters to the people in the neighborhood. Okay, so she's kind of a very boastful type of a person. She's boasting about her son. She's very happy, she's boasting and bragging that my son is a soldier and stuff like that. And she bragged about her son with his uniform and gun. So she's, very happy and very proud of seeing his son carrying a gun, seeing her son carrying a gun in that soldier uniform. Okay, so she's very happy. And these things you called good old-fashioned war or good old-fashioned war. Okay, so these lines, good old-fashioned war and good old-fashioned war, are very important. Okay, they tell us what the mother thinks. The mother thinks that, the war is, a good old-fashioned war in which only glory and medals are seen. She's not able to see the other side of the war. So this is a very simple poem. You don't have to do much in it. Only understand the fact that this mother is unaware of all the possibilities in the war. So the mother boasts of her son all around the neighborhood. She cannot come out of a stereotypical understanding of the war, the good old-fashioned war. Okay, she's only thinking that war is all about glory and winning. She's not able to understand the fact that there is always a party in the war which has to lose. So this is something quite ironical about her. Then the letters ceased to come. For a long time they did not come. They ceased to come for about 10 months or more. Then a letter finally came saying, "Go down and meet the train. Your sons are coming home from the war." She smiled and went right down. She looked everywhere around, but she could not see her soldier son in sight. But as all the people passed, she saw her son at last. When she did, she could hardly believe her eyes. Oh, his son was all shot up and his hand was all blown off, and he wore a metal brace around his waist. He whispered kind of slow in a voice she did not know, while she couldn't even recognize his face, or not even recognize his face. So now what happens is, after some time, the letter stopped coming from the son. Okay, so something bad must have happened to the son, is what the readers have to understand. Okay, so the letters did not come for a long time. So the mother definitely would have been worried. This ceased to come for about 10 months or more. Okay, so for about 10 months, the letters did not come. And then finally, a letter came which said that now your son is returning from the war. You can go and meet him at the train. Okay, so the son is returning in the train. Now she's very happy that her son is finally returning from the war. She looked every okay, and now when she goes to the railway station or whatever place the train comes at, she is shocked because she looked everywhere around, but she could not see her soldier son in sight, but she could not find her son. But as all the people passed, she saw her son at last. Now at last, when all the people have passed and all the people have gone away, she is able to see her son, who is in a very bad condition. She saw her son at last. When she did, she could hardly believe her eyes. And when she saw her son, she was not able to believe what she saw. She was shocked on seeing her son. Oh, his face was all shot up and his hand was blown off. So he has lost his hand, okay? And his face, was shot up. His face was badly injured and his hand was gone. So you can look at the condition of the soldier now and before he left for the war. Before he left for the war, he was in a perfect condition, and her mother was very proud of how handsome he looked in his uniform, and he was carrying a gun. And now when he has returned, he is in such a bad condition. He is badly injured. You can see this is the main message of the song, that soldiers, they suffer this physical pain in the war. Okay, he has lost his hand. He was such a young man. Imagine a young man loses his hand in a war, and for something that does not even cause immediate effects. Okay, nobody knows how successful the war was. Nobody knows what this war brought. So the fact is that these people, these soldiers, lose so much, and then they also suffer from the mental trauma. Okay, when you have to kill so many people purposelessly, you're not a killer, you are a human being. When all that humanity pours out into the drain, one definitely feels bad. And he wore a metal brace around his waist. Okay, now he's not even able to walk properly, so he's wearing a metal brace around his waist to support him. He whispered kind of slow in a voice she did not know, while she couldn't even recognize his face. So his face was unrecognizable. Even the mother is not able to recognize the face of her own child, and she's not even to able recognize his voice. You can see what a bad effect this war has had on the poor soldier. So this is the main gist of the song, that the soldier is so badly injured. The son comes home injured. His face was irrecognizable. The soldier was used in the war and then sent back home. So what happened was, it was a use and throw type of condition. The soldiers are used. When they are injured or when they die, they are sent back. Okay, so they are no longer useful. So this is what happens in the war. This is completely a wastage of manpower, wastage of lives, and lives hold importance, if not for somebody, at least for the family of the soldiers. So this is what happens in war. The pain, the loss of lives, the traumas, and all its lethal components can be ignored in the face of honor. So this is the message of the song, that we cannot, honor is nothing. That honor, that glory that people think that war can bring is nothing compared to the loss of lives, the traumas, and all its lethal components. So people who do it should not do it. Okay, so now we are only left with 5 stanzas. Oh, tell me, my darling son. Now the mother begins to speak to the son. Okay, oh, tell me, my darling son, pray tell me what they done. How is it you come to be this way? He tried his best to take, but his mouth could hardly move, and the mother had to turn her face away. Don't you remember, Ma, when I went off to war, you thought it was the best thing I could do. I was in the battleground, you were home acting proud. Thank God you wasn't there, standing in my shoes. Oh, and I thought when I was there, God, what am I doing here? I'm trying to kill somebody or die trying. But the thing that scared me most was when my enemy came close, and I saw that his face looked just like mine. So this is a conversation between the mother and the son after the son has returned from the war. So the soldier describes his own first-hand experiences of war. So these three paragraphs again become very important. So the mother asks, "What happened to you, dear son? What did it do to you? Okay, how is it you come to be this way? Why are you so injured?" He tried his best to talk, but his mouth could hardly move. So he was not able to even properly talk after the war, because partly of the physical injuries he received, and partly because of the mental trauma that he's suffering from. When one comes home from a war, one cannot stop these mental traumas, these psychological conditions to take place in the body. People feel like, why have they done what they did? And the mother had to turn her face away. Even the mother had to turn her face away because the son was in such a bad and pitiable condition. So all these paragraphs keep on reinforcing the same idea that war brings so much of harm, so much of loss, and the glory that people think that war can bring is nothing compared to the losses it brings. Don't you remember, Ma, when I went off to war? So the soldier boy now begins to speak. So you thought it was the best thing I could do. So now the son is rebuking her mother. The son says, Mom, you thought that it was the best thing I could do, that I'm now going to fight a war. He's making her realize how stupid she was in thinking that it's a good thing to fight a war. Okay, it's not at all a good thing to fight in a war. The mother was so wrong when she thought it's the best thing that her son is going to fight in the war. I was on the battleground, you were home acting proud. Okay, all that the mother was doing was acting proud, and while the son was fighting on the battleground. Now the son is also feeling like it's good she was not there to see me fighting, see me suffering the way I did on the battleground. Okay, it's because in the battleground the soldier must have suffered badly. Thank God he wasn't there standing in my shoes. Oh, thank God you were not there where I was. Thank God you did not go through what I have been through. This is what the soldier says. So John Brown is actually very very angry, or not angry, I mean John Brown has suffered a lot. So he's in a very bad condition, and also he's kind of disappointed by the fact that he went out for the war. Okay, oh, and I thought when I was there, God, what am I doing here? Okay, so see, he's telling in his own words, what am I doing? Why am I fighting the war? So the war feels completely purposeless. Even the soldiers are unable to understand why they are fighting it. I'm trying to kill somebody or die trying. Either I have to kill someone or I have to die my own self. Okay, what is this? Only death and destruction? You have to kill people or even die yourself. So this is what so it's lucky that we are born in a century when we don't see these wars happening. But for people who have actually fought wars were something extremely terrible. But the thing that scared me most was when my enemy came close and I saw that his face just looked like mine. So the thing that scared me most, okay, so this scared me most is another important line that tells people that the most scary aspect of war is that people are killing each other purposelessly. The enemy soldiers also are humans, just like the soldiers on Camp A. The Camp B also has similar soldiers. So the soldier was saying that my enemies just looked like me. There was no difference. He was also a human. He was also young, just like me. His face looked just like me. So the idea that war causes destruction, death, and killing people without any purpose, without any reason or understanding, or without any prudence is highlighted in these stanzas. In these stanzas, the soldier boy tells his mom the first-hand experiences of war. The truth is brought to life. Note that he is not able to even properly talk after going through the tormenting war. He rebukes his mother for feeling proud that her son is going to fight the war. He says only he can understand the plight and ordeal he has gone through. The mental trauma outdoes the physical injuries he has got. Isn't it completely animal-like to kill a person without any cause? It is. A fellow person who looks just like you are killing him. The soldiers don't even know. They only have to obey the orders of the people who are their superiors. It is all described clearly by the soldier to her ignorant mother, who has always been the one to see glory and take pride in war. So it's a message to all those people. You can compare it with this poem known as Dulce et Decorum Est. So it's there on my channel. I'm giving out a link in the description. Dulce Decorum Est gives similar ideas, okay, where they talk about how, the thing that war brings glory is a false statement. So I've also covered that poem on my channel. So if you want to watch the video, you can watch it, and in your answers, you can compare the two poems side by side. That is going to, fetch you more marks. But the most important things that I want you to understand is now that wars do not happen, so these things do not hold so much of importance. But one never knows when war can happen, so it's always necessary to understand that violence is not the answer to any question. Okay, by the soldier's narrative, war is clearly criticized in the poem. Okay, so now these are the last two stanzas, and I couldn't help but think, through the thunder rolling and stink, that I was just a puppet in a play. The soldier feels that he was just a puppet, somebody who was just being controlled by other people. He did not even know why he was fighting, he did not know why he was killing other people. He was feeling like a very stupid person doing, all sorts of heinous things that humanity is has to remain distant from. There is nothing known as humanity on the battlefield. And through the roar and smoke, the string is finally broke, and a cannonball blew my eyes away. So my thinking, my thought process, the string of my thought process finally breaks, and suddenly what happens? As he's thinking that he's just a puppet in the play, a cannonball strikes his face. Okay, so he's injured on the face by a cannonball. So this is all happening in the war. You can see how war is depicted in such a bad condition that people don't even understand what they're doing, and suddenly they are hit and all this stuff. So this is the main motive. As he turned away to walk, his ma was still in shock. Now the mother is in shock. The mother is not able to speak anything. You see, this mother who was very garrulous, this mother who was very boastful, now the mother is silent. She is not able to speak a word. Okay, she's shut completely at the sight that she's seeing. When she's seeing her son injured, okay, she's not able to do this. At seeing the metal brace that helped him stand, so, okay, so he was only able to understand because of the metal brace. But as he turned to go, he called his mother close, and he dropped his medals down into her hand. Okay, so the medals were dropped by the soldier boy into the mother's hand. Okay, the mother wanted medals, the soldier is giving them to her. Okay, the medals do not hold any importance for John Brown, because he knows that all these things are nothing compared to the losses that he has seen there on the battlefield by his own eyes. So the anti-war poem in the anti-war message in the poem on the song is clearly highlighted. The soldier John Brown thinks of himself as a puppet in the hands of other people who controlled it. His life had no value, implying lives are not valued in the face of war. A cannonball hit him on the face. The mother was in shock. The medals the soldier won are valueless even for the mother now, since her son is injured. The anti-war message of the poem is clearly highlighted. Note how the war turned the handsome and well-to so young soldier into a broken person, both physically and mentally. So note the effects that the war has on the soldier. He is broken not only physically but also mentally. So this was the easy poem, John Brown. I hope you don't have any problems with it. If you do face problems, you can ask me in the comment section below. Okay, so bye bye, take care, and do remember to subscribe to the channel.